Recession diary, and we're gonna be peace, love, and all that good stuff. So we're gonna be checking out this thing about can openers and an experimental food that I'm trying that I've never tried before. And it will either go easy on my stomach, or it will probably make me have multiple battles going on in my stomach. And if we look down here, we have an assortment of can openers. These are the old can openers. And if you notice, they have a large handle. The other thing that they have that you notice is the handles are pretty decent. They're a little small, and they're almost the size of how you would grip it, or at least how I would grip it. The other thing you can notice about this can opener is the size of I forget what they call those gears, that's connected to the blade that actually cuts the can open. You'll notice that they're large. Now, I bought a new one recently that did not work good. It works, but you can see side by side that the gear is a little bit smaller. The length is about the same, but the handle, there are no handles. So the first thing is, it's going to be hard to hold when you're trying to open it. It's going to hurt your hand when you hold it, because the cans will try to open and you'll have to put more pressure. The second thing is the size of the handle itself, and you'll notice that it's real skinny, and that makes it very hard on your carpals, your hands, your joints, your muscles. It might even cause you to sprain your hand. So, and you can tell, another thing is the size, the length. The length is very short. The shorter it is, the less leverage you're going to have. The smaller the gear, the less power, the harder it's going to make it to open the can. So, a lot of things that make opening a can, some major things is what they call the way that they engineer them. So, if you have this is a perfect example of a crappy can. I mean, you can get something open with it, but you're going to have a hard time, and it's going to hurt your hands. And this is the ratio. This thing doesn't even have 2, it just has 1. So there's no real engineering to make it easier to open the can. This is the old one, and the engineering was pretty good. You can go to the local store and buy one of these for a pretty low price, and it's easy to use because, one, it has a big handle for you to turn. It has something to make the grip a little bit more comfortable, and the length is pretty good, and it's not real skinny. It's got some thickness to the handles. So these worked well when I used them. These are the old can openers, but this one I bought recently, and it would sometimes I couldn't even open the can because it would just be too painful on my hands. It would be too hard. It would take a long time. So, and then this is another one that I bought, but for some reason the way that they engineered it, you can tell that this handle is a little bit smaller. See, if you put it side by side, it's smaller and it's probably almost the same thickness, but you'll notice that the gears are a little bit smaller, and it only has one gear. This one right here, it doesn't have two like this one. This one has two big gears. You can see the gears very clearly. The gears are actually bigger than they're slightly bigger than the blade itself. So the gears are gonna give you some, is what they call, it's engineered to make it easier to turn. So as you can tell, some of these just weren't engineered correctly to make it easy to open. The handle on this one is pretty good. It's, you know, but you'll notice that the whole length of this one is shorter, which means that in some way you're gonna have a loss of leverage. Now, this is the one that I'm using now, and I think this one costed around $14, and this one is almost the same size as the old one. So if you put them side by side, they're almost the same length. The only difference is that the handles are way bigger. They're bigger, but at the same time, it's more comfortable. I don't know how to explain it. It feels like you have more leverage, and if you look at the way this is, and you look at the way this is, these are the good ones, by the way. You'll notice that they both have something in common. The handles are almost the same length. This one's slightly shorter, but look how thick it is. The thickness of the handle itself is pretty thick. And this one too, this one's also a little thick. Even at the edge, it's slightly thick. And at the edge of this one, you can see that it has some thickness. That, the length, and the height, and the thickness of the handle is going to make it easier to open. And the grips is going to help make it easier too. It's going to make your hand feel more comfortable. And the gears on this are pretty big. And you'll notice that it has two gears. It has one on this side and one underneath. One underneath this and one underneath this one. And the angle that they have these two right here plays a factor in making it open easy too. So when you're looking at a can opener, you have to look at several different things. And I was basically trying to get one like the original, but it's hard to find this kind of can opener anymore. I think that most of the newer companies that are making them now are changing them to make them more ergonomic. In other words, to reduce the strain and stress on the hand when you're trying to open the can. And In some ways, when I use this, it feels like it's giving me carpal tunnel. Like if I'm using a can opener that isn't very good, it's putting stress on my joints, on my muscles. When I grab it to hold it tight and open the can, my hand feels very stressed and awkward when I'm trying to open it. And this one's pretty new, but I can't use it because it's hard to open the cans. Mainly because of the way that it's made, the way that it's engineered. You know, you have to look at a lot of different things, but so if you look at these two that I found that were good about, you know, of what the qualities of a good can opener, then you will find that these two are very similar. They look different, but they both have the same thing. They have those gears, the engineering in the gears to give you more leverage, which means it's going to be easier, and a comfortable handle, and easy to grab and easy to use handle that turns. The other thing that I wanted to show you, moving on to the next thing, and so usually if you go shopping online, there's probably a lot more choices online to get different kinds of can openers than it is to probably go to a local store, unless they're like a super food store where they have, you know, a tons of different kinds of stuff. Like down here in Florida, usually the stores that have the best stuff are like they're mixed, and they're usually at a mall. I think there's one called H.H. Gregg, and it's a mix between it has food in it, and it has everything else, almost everything else that you can buy. It's like a Walmart, but they sell different stuff than a Walmart. So, you know, Walmart would probably have different kinds of can openers. It just depends on what location you go to. Some locations have more stuff than the others. So moving on to the food. I'm trying a new food, and I'm using leftovers. So I had a can of salmon. And I had the salmon in a red tomato sauce. So I already ate most of the most or all of the tuna. There might be little chunks left in there, but me and Furball ate it all. So what I did is I took the separate pot of avocados, the mixed vegetables, beets, avocados, and green beans. So I have it here. And I took some of that. And I took some of the beets and green beans and the avocados, and I mixed it in with the tomato sauce, and I heated it up for 1 minute and 30 seconds to make it hot and kill any germs, and I'm going to taste test it. So this is a new thing that I've tried. I've never eaten this before. Tomato sauce mixed with avocado. And I boiled the avocados, and you can see that they still have the skin. They say you're supposed to take the skin off, but after you boil it for about 30 minutes in a liquid, you know, if the avocados are submerged in the liquid and they boil for about 30 minutes, the whole thing will get soft, including the skin. So, like, I noticed that the first time I ate the avocado, I ate a large amount, and I got a little bit of diarrhea, so maybe that's the reason why you shouldn't eat the skin. It'll give you diarrhea. It'll hurt. They say it's not good for you, but, you know, the only thing it really felt like it did was it gave me a little bit of diarrhea. my stomach did feel upset a little bit, but I'm gonna eat a little 5 bites of this anyway and see how I feel. Right now it's 10:30 going on 11, and I'm gonna take a taste. The skin is so soft I could just chew it and eat it real easy. I just ate the whole thing, and it tastes pretty good. It tastes a little bit like a vegetarian lasagna. You know how they put vegetables in the lasagna, and they call it a vegetarian lasagna? Well, that's about what this tastes like right now. So I'm going to have about 5 of these for good health. So that's 3. Four. And 5. Not too bad. The only thing that I taste mostly is the sauce, and the sauce tastes very good. And I'm going to finish off my little snack with a little bit of raisins. And I'm thinking about having a little bit of peanut butter too, so we're almost out of time. And Furball smells she smells the sauce. The sauce smells like the tuna. And she wants some more tuna. She loves, salmon. She loves seafood. I can still smell the smell of the salmon in the sauce too. And maybe that's probably what's giving it that good taste. So I'm running out of time, guys. If you like the Recession Diaries, I would like to ask you to subscribe, leave a few likes, leave some comments below, all that fun stuff. Did you like it? Did you hate it? Do you have questions? And thanks for watching, everyone, and I will see you in the next video.